Welcome back. So far, we've had fun getting our costumes together this Halloween, but now it's time to get spooky. Many places in the Northwest are known to be haunted, including several McMenamins properties. Caitlin Popp is tour guide manager at McMenamins and joins me now. Hello.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So let's start with the White Eagle, which is located in North Portland. I hear it has a very colorful past, so give us a little history about it.
Yes, you could say it's our pièce de résistance of spooky haunted places. So it's actually the second oldest bar in Portland.
Oh, wow.
So with that comes a lot of really interesting history and a lot of, sordid characters, especially being a saloon, really from 1905 up until today. So that's a really exciting thing, and that's the stories that we're telling. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because you do have some tours tonight. What can people expect on the tours?
Yeah, so on these tours, they're very historically informed. I think that is something that I want folks to remember when they're on these tours. You also get a fun button. I have these little buttons here for you.
Very cool, yes.
And so a lot of it is informed by the interesting histories, for these properties. And I think that's a beautiful thing about McMenamins is honoring these histories. And these tours allow us to kind of, show that back to the community as well.
Any of those spooky stories that you can tell us, like that you've seen on the tour or anything?
Yeah, it's really amazing. So we have one in particular, and he's actually on the button. He's wearing a little white apron there.
Okay.
His name is Sam. He was a longtime, worker and resident of the White Eagle. He lived upstairs in the hotel rooms, and he's thought to haunt the space. And so that is, maybe someone that you can encounter on, the tour. And the more that I've been doing these tours, the more that I'm really finding that the energies are lingering, and I'm starting to experience, I think, more and more on these tours.
Okay.
So that is something that has surprised me, I think, about this experience. Yeah.
So the White Eagle, though, is not the only property that's haunted.
No, not at all. I think with any historical building, I think the longer that buildings are around, the energies, really start to stay in place, if you will. And so as far as McMenamins properties especially, I was happy and lucky enough to be loaned the ghost log for Edgefield, McMenamins Edgefield. If you go to a lot of our hotel properties, they'll have a ghost log. So ask about our ghost log. All kinds of folks, have, written stories in here during their stays. And so it's something really special. So anyone can come and, look at this ghost log when they're there. McMenamins Edgefield, Grand Lodge, a lot of these, buildings that have been around for over 100 years have a lot of history. And so a lot of ghosts.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah.
And if ghosts are not your thing, there's other events happening at different McMenamins tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's plenty to do if you, might not want to get spooked. We have a lot of Samhain pop-up bars that are happening at the Annex, Boiler Room, and out at the Distillery Bar at Edgefield. So plenty of kind of Portland area, really fun Samhain pop-up bars. And then tonight, I do know that Edgefield is going to be hosting bingo, so a little bit more light.
Fun, love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Love it. And then the tours, there's 2 tours at the White Eagle tonight. Unfortunately, they are sold out, but Caitlin has some good news for us.
Yes, so we are going to give away 2 tickets to each of the tours tonight, so 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. For those of our Hello Rose City guests. So if they email tours@mcmenamins.com, say that they saw us on Hello Rose City, I will reach out to a random, lucky member or lucky guest at around 3 o'clock or so.
Awesome. Thank you for doing that. So tours@mcmenamins.com, and go to mcmenamins.com to see the other events happening tonight, or, book a room, whatever you want. So thank you so much for coming, Caitlin. It was super interesting to learn about
thank
this.
you for having us.